Hey everybody, this is Carmen here, creator of the Body Temple. It is a lovely Thursday afternoon here in Venezuela. I'm hoping you are enjoying your day as well. This is my very first live on the Body Temple's main page. I've been doing them for the past couple of weeks, I guess, in our Dance Every Day 21-day intentional renewal challenge. So I'm a little bit more familiar with this technology, but not much. So work with me if things get glitchy. I'm gonna go ahead and dive right in. So I'm making this live about Reiki for reparation. This is a brand new Reiki Level 1 certification course that I am teaching through the Body Temple, and it goes into its very first round. It's kind of pre-launch round starting on Monday. So I received a lot of interest, and I want to let you guys know that I'm hearing your questions, and I want to make sure there's no confusion about what it is and what you'll be getting if you choose to join. So top 5 questions. Let me see, what's the first one? Okay, the first one is straightforward. What is Reiki for reparation? So like I said, Reiki for reparation is a 3-week intensive Reiki 1 certification course. It's designed specifically with the needs of the Black Deist community in mind. Deist, for those who don't know, stands for descendants of Africans enslaved in the U.S. But of course, Black folks from across the diaspora are welcome. It's really kind of a passion project of mine. I feel really strongly that our communities could benefit so much from this work, and there's no reason for there not to be a healer in every household. That really is the vision of the Body Temple. It's so simple to do, and the results can be really profound for our self-care. So I wanted to find a way to bring this to our community kind of full force. I feel like in a lot of ways we're not having the same level of discussion around energy work and the benefits of it. Is still seen as a very fringe thing in the Western world in general. And in the Black community, there are some extra barriers to kind of pass before we start having this conversation. So the 3-week intensive is really broken down to answer all those questions, to give you a really deep insight into the work and a whole lot of practice and a whole lot of tips as you start to use it to heal yourself and then hopefully assist other people in our community with healing. Let's see, number 2. Who is Reiki for reparation for? So, like I said, Reiki for reparation is designed specifically with the needs of the Black Deist community in mind. I'm a Black Deist woman, so that's the demographic that I am most qualified to speak to. Would love it if my brothers and sisters from other parts of the diaspora join me. And if you are another person of color and you feel like you don't fit into that box, email me. Let's figure out if this would be a good fit. I'm open to considering it, but my very first priority is to make sure that this is a safe space, a safe enclosed space for the healing of Black people. With that said, there is a very strict no white supremacy, no patriarchy policy in this course and everything that the Body Temple does. And that's regardless of, what you feel your ethnic background is or your skin color or anything else. Any appropriate or inappropriate conduct, anything that kind of violates that boundary of no white supremacy, no patriarchy, can result in a dismissal from the course. So just having to put that out there and make that clear. I'm not anticipating that we'll have those types of issues because I'm really doing a lot of work around setting the right energy from jump. But if we do, if we do have anybody who wants to get squirrely, then I'm prepared to do what I need to do to make sure that safe space is maintained for the people who are really coming into this with the intention of healing and taking that healing energy out into our communities into ways that are really beneficial. Number 3, why Reiki? This is a really good question. So Reiki is a Japanese term, a fairly recently coined Japanese term for universal life force or universal energy. In most of the Reiki world, you'll see the discussion around Dr. Mikao Usui, who coined the term Reiki, and who kind of started this formalized type of energy work with it. You'll see a lot of the people who are teaching it talking about he rediscovered Reiki, or rediscovered the use of this life force, and how it had been lost for so many generations. And most people think that it originated in India. He found references to it in some Vedic scriptures. But honestly, this is like I said, it's a universal life force. It's something that cultures from all over the world have been using since there was culture. It has deep roots, of course, in the East, but it also has very deep roots in Africa and other parts of the diaspora. Though the protocols were different and it's gone by different names, it's the same energy force. It's the same as Ashe, which people call it in the Yoruba or Ifa tradition. It's the same as Sekhem or Shechem, which you'll find it referred to in the ancient Kemetic or ancient Egyptian tradition. It's the same as Shekinah, which you hear about all the time if you go into a Kojic or Apostolic church, right? In the Black communities in the States. It's the same thing. The reason that I am using Reiki as a specific tool is because it's so simple to learn. It's so simple and so easy to get access to. And it doesn't have any particular dogma attached. That also is really important to me, because we know that even as Black people, we're not a monolith, right? We all have different spiritual beliefs. We come from different backgrounds. There are lots of different things that affect who we are and how we present in the world. So the fact that Reiki doesn't have any particular dogma attached to it means that it can flow through you and remain as pure coming through you as it does coming through me, as it does coming through the next Black woman, as it does coming through the next Black man. So yeah, a lot of people regard Reiki as an Eastern modality, and it is true that the term Reiki is Japanese, and Dr. Usui and Hayashi and Madame Takata, who are seen as kind of the ancestors of Reiki, the way we think of it in a modern sense, are all Japanese. But don't get it twisted. This is universal energy, and it has been used by people from all over the world. It has very deep roots in the African diaspora. And it's something that, regardless of who you are, can be extremely beneficial to your self-care and improving your quality of life, your physical, mental, and spiritual health. So that's why I've chosen Reiki to kind of start people in the community down this course. Okay, hope that answers that. Let's see what number 4 is. Oh, why is it 3 weeks long? So I mentioned, I think, in the very, very beginning, in the introduction to this live, that this is a 3-week intensive. And if you go on the internet and search for, Reiki certification, Reiki level 1 courses, you're going to find a lot of different options. Even though I feel like Reiki has not made its way into the Black community as much as it should and as much as it could. Oh, what's that? Nothing, okay. Even though I feel like Reiki has not really made its way into the Black community as much as it could, it's definitely growing in popularity as an energy work modality among that kind of alternative health and wellness community. So there are lots of ways to get certified in Reiki Level 1. The most traditional way, and probably still the most popular way, is by going to an face-to-face, in person, 1 or 2 day workshop. Usually those are going to run you at least a few $100. You can also choose to do a more traditional online course with a distant attunement. This course also comes with a distant attunement, but mostly those are self-paced. And the problem I think a lot of people have with self-paced online courses, self-included, I've bought enough of them to know that, a lot of times you get really hyped about something in the beginning and you're going full force, but life happens, things get in the way, you have to take care of some other stuff that comes up unexpectedly, and it's really easy to let those things fall by the wayside and never actually make it to the finish line. So what I've tried to do here is combine the best of both worlds and then give a little bit extra, again, based on our specific needs or some of the needs I see coming through in the Black community. So with the 3-week course, you have some self-paced lectures, but you'll also be getting kind of a suggested course flow or syllabus from me in the very beginning. And we'll be checking in every week with a live session in order to go over the course materials so that you are getting that face time in order to be able to ask your questions and get them answered in a way that's really meaningful, as opposed to, some random person just getting back to your email a couple days later. We can actually chat it out, have a discussion, and really make sure everybody is clear on the concepts. But you also will have time during the week to kind of fit in the lectures and fit in the reading and all the additional materials and whatnot that I'll be giving you, where you can fit them in during your day. So you're not taking out, 2 huge blocks of time from your weekend. You can, get up an hour earlier, stay up an hour later, fit it on your lunch break and do what you got to do to get the stuff done. And then you can visit during the live chat with me and get your questions answered. And we can have a bit more of an in-depth discussion about what we're studying for that week. I feel like the 3-week format also gives you a lot more time to be able to process. I know if you're a person like me, sometimes a really short course doesn't allow your brain to really digest the information and even be able to come up with questions. I always tell people I'm smart, but I am really a slow thinker. I'm a slow thinker, and it's always been a thing for me. Whenever we had assignments we had to complete in class, I always had to take that joint home and finish it for homework. I just always had extra homework because my thought process is very deliberate and very ruminating. So if you're like me and you're a person that needs a little bit more time to chew things up and really get to the point where you even know what you want to ask, this 3-week format is going to be good for you, probably over that traditional 2-day format. It's also so that we can take the time to delve into some foundational concepts in addition to the Reiki protocol and the history of Reiki and all the stuff you're going to get in any basic Reiki 1 certification course. It's really important to me that Black folks from all walks of life are able to get this information and really take it and run with it. And that's whether you are into alternative healing and wellness and the metaphysical thing, or if you're just coming into this for the first time, if you're just hearing the word Reiki for the first time, if you don't know anything about energetic healing, if you've never had a session, if you've never had a massage, there are lots of people with lots of different experiences, and I feel like everybody needs this work. So we're going to go into into topics that range from sociology to anatomy to quantum physics. We're going to dive into a bunch of articles, a bunch of supplementary articles and research and materials that will help everybody kind of get on the same footing what we're talking about when we're talking about Reiki and the healing benefits of it. And we really do need the 3 weeks to be able to dive into all of this extra information that you're going to be getting in the course. And finally, we really have to, in order to get the best benefits out of this work, we have to be prepared to make a lifestyle change. I'm not saying that Reiki won't work at all if you don't make any other changes to your life. I believe that it will have some effect. But to have the type of impact that I am really intent on seeing us bring to our communities as people who are healing ourselves with Reiki and who are practicing it and assisting other people in their healing, in order to do that, we have to flesh out some other lifestyle changes. So in addition to the coursework, I'm going to be asking people to journal, to do self-Reiki sessions on themselves every day, once at least, if not twice a day, every day after your attunement. We're going to be meditating for 15 minutes every day. We're going to be able to discuss in this Facebook group, the changes we're seeing, the things that are coming up in our bodies and our minds as we go, and kind of really take a deep dive into this from the beginning. So I know even though this is just a Reiki 1 certification course, it is not a surface level thing. It is meant to prepare you for a real life change, and it is a deep dive into energy work, especially for anybody who's never kind of delved into this before. So again, that's the reason for the 3 weeks, the 21 days. They say it takes 21 days to really form a new habit in your life. So that's part of the reason behind that as well. Okay, long explanation for number 4. Let's go ahead and get to number 5. What's included in Reiki for Reparation? Well, I touched on a little bit of this already, so I won't be too long-winded here, hopefully. But you get all of the basic information that you would learn in any standard Reiki 1 certification course. So we're going to talk about the history of Reiki. We're going to talk about the standard Reiki protocol. We're going to talk about self-healing techniques. We're going to talk about what you need to do to assist others in their healing, and all of the other things kind of on that level. We're also going to be using lots of supplementary articles and resources in order to get us all on the same footing with what we're talking about and what we want to achieve with this energy work in our community. So you'll have lots of little snippets of readings here and there. I'll be giving you some suggested meditations, some journal prompts every now and then, things like that to really help you get the ball rolling on those types of changes that we want to be able to make over the 3 weeks. You are also going to get access to a Reiki Level 1 manual that I'm really proud of. This is a manual that I've been given permission to modify, and all of the images reflect us in all of our melanated glory, because it's really important to me that we can see ourselves doing this work. And part of that is the imagery that's included. So you'll get that manual. It's really, really gorgeous. You'll get course slides and video lectures. And you'll get access to a special closed Facebook group that's for students and former students only, where you can find people to kind of bond with, to discuss your experiences with. You can ask questions there if there's something that I'm not able to cover during the live sessions. I'll always be on there checking for your questions, making sure that I'm able to get back to you. And you'll have access to that, as well as all of the other resources ongoing, even after those 3 weeks are up. You have lifetime access to everything that is included in the course. Let me see. Oh, and also mentioned the live chat sessions that we'll be doing once a week, each of those 3 weeks, and we will determine an exact time for that. Most likely it will be Thursday evenings or Saturday afternoons. But once we get everybody in the course who wants to come in, we're going to determine a time based on what most people are able to do, record it, and then upload it to either the Thinkific site and or the Facebook group so that you can have access to that later on as well. That's it. Those are the top 5 questions. For those of you who want more information, I'm going to go ahead and post the link to the course in the comments. Of course, you can always message me as well or email me at carmen.thebodytemple@gmail.com. Either way is good. I'm on here all day, so I'll be getting back to your messages fairly quickly. And it's really, really important, if you are a person who knows that you want to do this work, if you know that you've wanted to study Reiki for a really long time, but just haven't been able to get things to the place where you can really make it happen and make the leap, this first inaugural round, like I said, it's kind of like a pre-launch or a soft launch. So I'm offering it at a really, 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 really affordable price, especially based on everything that you're getting. But just it's really low up front so that people can get in, get the work, and give me the feedback that I really will value as an instructor, to take a course that I already feel is a solidly great course and take it to, a point where it's phenomenal, and where it makes the type of impact that I'm really envisioning it making in our community. So that's something I'm offering. It's special for my community. That's why this is not on my main page. That's why this is only on my Body Temple page, because I know that anybody who is connected with me here is already like a day one True Blue supporter. And I wanted to offer this to you specifically, because I know that if you're here, then you already know how deeply this work can benefit you and benefit us all. So go ahead and check it out. If you've got any questions, like I said, please do email or message me over these next couple of days. You can get in for that discount for the course that starts on Monday, up until Sunday night, Monday morning, when the course officially launches. If you have any other questions, please do let me know. I'm sending you lots and lots and lots and lots of love from Venezuela. And hoping that you all are doing splendidly wherever you are in the world right now. Thank you so much. Mwah, to my people. Peace out. Hope to see y'all on the other side. Bye-bye.